You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. Coach, I'll talk about your team in a second. I'll get this one out of the way first. Your name has been mentioned a lot by fans and a lot of media alike about the LSU job. It's open now. Would you have any interest in the LSU job?
Well, I don't know if it's the right time to comment publicly on that, but I do think it's extremely humbling to be considered. I certainly have been through this situation a couple of times the last couple of off seasons, and I would say this: I think it's a compliment to what we've been able to do here. I think it's a direct reflection of the leadership that we have at our university, the execution of the plan by our athletic department, and certainly the players and the staff of our football program and our organization. So, I think that we got a lot of work. I got my own grass to mow here, a little over halfway in the season. So that's where our focus is at this point.
Coach, if I could ask one follow-up, because you did allude to going through this the past few off seasons, where I think very notably you've turned down some high-profile jobs, including SEC jobs. What is it, a two-part, I guess, what is it that you would be looking for, and what is it that has kept you, sort of magnetically kept you in Lafayette?
Well, I think I'm still relatively young, 42 years old. I've got a young family. My wife and I have been married 13 years. We've got 3 young kids, 9, 7, and getting ready to be 5 here pretty soon. I've been at these bigger programs. I've got experience working at Clemson, at Alabama, at Arizona State. Really always dreamed of being a head coach. Watched my dad growing up. Knew pretty early on that I wanted to be a coach. Never imagined it would be in college football at this level or even maybe the next level. But I think just in general, I've really been enjoying myself, man. We've got fantastic group of players and great staff. Really appreciate the leadership that we have here. And they gave me an opportunity, and I think that there's work left to be done here. Wasn't quite ready to move on. And certainly excited about, what we've been able to accomplish. I think there's more left to accomplish. And I think you got to take these things one year at a time. But I think just in general, I've never had more fun coaching. And I wasn't quite ready to move on to the next challenge.
Coach, my wife's a real estate agent here in town, and they have some really nice neighborhoods and all that. So when you do come to Baton Rouge in a few months, no, it's true. She can help him find the spot. The University Club's really nice. I know there's some nice places in Lafayette. I'm familiar. We've got a fishing camp down there at Sycamore Point, so I know the area. But University Club's nice. There's a couple places off of Highland Road that's nice. Saban's house is right there off of Highland Road. I don't know if it's for sale. It's his old house.
It hasn't been his house in about 2 decades.
Okay, that's right. Well, it's his old house.
Why don't you move on and
Les
stop
lived
wasting
in
his time?
Bocage, and then O lived. And then also, with your 3 young kids, there's some dynamite schools here. I would like to recommend the Dunham School. My mom's a principal of the middle school over there. My 3 children, I have 3 kids as well. He and I have something in common.
Are you gonna ask him a question?
That's just statements.
I'm
offering.
This is an interview. You ask a question, he'll answer it.
Oh, well, I'm just throwing this out there because, around Christmas time, we're making the move to Baton Rouge, right? There's some light shows and all that stuff. Like, it's going to be some cool. I can't wait to get him here, man. I'm fired up for Coach Napier. And look, if Leger comes with you, it's going to be even better. He's my guy. No question. That's just a statement. It's all just right. A lot of stupid statements. But
Billy Napier is our guest, and regrettably probably his last time on the show because you're an idiot. But thank you for indulging all of that foolishness from Ryan Theriot. Coach, I do want to talk a little bit about the game last night. Can you set us up? You're there inside of 3 minutes to play. You're down a score, and boom, you pop the big one. Can you walk us through that final sequence there and what went on?
Yeah, no, I think last night was got to really give Arkansas State some credit. They're a first-year staff. They had an open date. I thought their team really took some steps forward. They played hard in the game. we can play much cleaner. We had two second-half turnovers and really kind of sputtered out of the blocks there, missed out on the 4th-and-1 opportunity there of the second possession of the game. And then they did some good things. They made plays. But, last night was a true team win. I think it was a collective effort, offense, defense, and special teams. I think that's the type of team that we have right now. But we had the ball 10 and a half minutes, I think, 20-play possession there with a 1-point lead, and really needed to go get control of the game. And you got to give our players credit. A lot of good situational football, some two-down approach calls, some hard counts. We pulled out about everything. And then to go for it there at 4th-and-1 to kind of seal the deal, pretty special way to finish a game for sure.
Coach, I got to ask you about Levi Lewis as well, because we're based out of Baton Rouge here, and a lot of people listening just saw him in his career at Scotlandville. He's a senior now, and he's been such a core to what you all have done. Could you just elaborate a bit on what he has meant, not only for this team, but to your program as you've built there?
Yeah, Levi, he is the alpha in the building. He is the true leader amongst our players. He sets a great example with his work ethic, his detail, his self-discipline, how he prepares. He's really kind of made himself into a very effective player. He's come a long way as a quarterback, and I think probably the most impressive thing to me about him is his character, just what he's about, as a human being. He's made me a better coach. He's made me a better person. He and I spent a ton of time together, him being the quarterback. I've got so much respect for the guy, and we certainly wouldn't be where we're at today without his leadership, the way he's able to affect the people around him. He's what you want out of your quarterback. He is the standard bearer in the organization. He sets the tone every day, and I'm excited to coach him, and certainly I'm better as a result of that.
Coach, just circling back to Matt's initial question. We all know you've been entertained by a few jobs the last few years. Like, what are some of the things you're looking for in the next step, the next step in your career as far as schools go?
Well, man, that's a long answer there. I think I'm looking for the same things that we have in place here. I think the success that we've been able to have here is a result of leadership, right? I think the administration and the athletic department are in alignment. I think they have a vision for what they want to accomplish. I've been very impressed with their understanding of the nuts and bolts here relative to what it takes to have success in all areas of the organization: evaluation, recruitment, development in the strength and conditioning and nutrition, certainly having a plan in place to work hard on who these young men are as people with a year-round plan to work on their character, their leadership development, to equip them academically. I'd like to think that we've built a program here that makes an impact, and not just in the win-loss column, but also 5, 10, 15 years down the road here. I would like to think that we're teaching a set of values and we're equipping our players with a set of tools that's going to carry over in life after football. I think my dad was a high school coach, right? I got into the game because I really felt like it was a way that, you could be the difference and make an impact in people's lives. And it's probably the most important thing to me is that we not only have success on the field, but we also are going about it a certain way. And we have a chemistry, a morale, a togetherness that's special. And we're leaving them better than we found them, right? I think the quote, the measure of who we are is what we do or what we have, right? So we want to get more out of what we have than expected. We want to impact people for the better along the way. So we have that here, and I've enjoyed being a part of it. And it starts with the leadership from our administration and the execution from our athletic department. So we've been able to hire really good people here because they've given us the resources to do that. And it takes hundreds of people to have success in this college football dynamic. You've got to have an organization. You've got to have good people in every area of that organization. You've got to have a very specific plan, and you've got to work 24/7, 365 to make that better. And I've enjoyed it. We're in year 4 here, man. I've never had more fun in my coaching career. So, no different than what we've done here. Those are exactly the things that I'm thankful for and grateful for to be a part of it.
Back-to-back double-digit win seasons, and at 6-1 right now, staring down the barrel of another double-digit win season if the Cajuns can finish strong. Coach, if I could ask you one more, I am interested. There's been a lot of conference realignment discussion, and we learned today, Ross Dellinger of SI reporting that Southern Miss is jumping into the Sun Belt. We saw a shuffle with Conference USA schools going to the American with all the realignment. Do you have a feel on where the landscape of college football is and will be when the dust settles with this round of realignment?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think that, the big thing is at some point here, when you combine the TV contracts, name, image, and likeness, the transfer portal, I think we're going to see the gap grow between Power 5 and Group of 5, if that makes sense. Now, there's still going to be the same number of players out there. There's still going to be parity amongst the roster management and the caliber of player that you can get. But I think where the differences are going to be is the budget and the name, image, and likeness opportunities that maybe that elite tier. I think that's where we're headed. So I would equate it to the NFL without a salary cap, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit scary. And I think that there'll be some abuse down the road here, but I think that'll bring some control. We'll get more clarity as we go, as kind of the rules are kind of unfold. But I think we're getting ready to go through a huge shift, in terms of how this thing is going to be put together for sure.
Coach, did you ever see Nick Saban smile?
Absolutely saw Coach smile.
He did smile. All right.
So stupid. You're so stupid.
I was on an elevator with him once, and he yelled at me when I was at LSU. I promise you.
I bet you deserved it.
No, I didn't deserve it.
I bet you deserved it.
I was going to talk to Skip.
Well, you're a jackleg. You deserve to get yelled at by Nick Saban.
I don't remember what I asked him, but he didn't like it.
He is Billy Napier. The Cajuns are 6-1. Enjoy the long weekend, Coach. We appreciate a couple of minutes today.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks for covering us. See you.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.